All right. I
It
got
would
it.
appear that the matrix of shared responsibility has another dimension, the subsystem that the controls are applied to. Variations in controls, service providers, and solutions will each need to be represented. And that's absolutely the truth. Okay. So the shared responsibility matrix that we showed, the little snippet that you saw in the presentation today, that is for specifically the Office 365, Microsoft 365, and Azure environments and endpoints that are connected and managed by that environment. That is the scope of that shared responsibility matrix. Okay. So if you had other services that were outside of that scope that you had another third party, dealing with, then you would have to have a shared responsibility matrix for those pieces. If you have on-prem components that your internal staff is handling, you need a shared responsibility matrix for who's handling what within the on-prem components. So yes, you're going to end up potentially with multiple shared responsibility matrix that you then as the customer are then going to have to overlay on one another to ensure you have coverage across all of your different infrastructure components that are within the scope of the assessment, right?
Yeah, governance requirements scale with how you've outsourced services and how you've built your architecture. If you have allowed your architecture and your services and your data flow to evolve unchecked over the years, then there is a lot of what we call technical and organizational debt that needs to get burned down. And the way you do that is with this matrices system of figuring out what is going where and who's responsible for what. For most companies, that is a lot of work. So when we hear people say things like, we're going to wait until CMMC rulemaking is done, that is a recipe for getting surprised, which is what we talked about when we first opened.